What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday, November 28th. You're joined by your guy, Krabs Bets, and my man, the Degen Weekly. We're here to craft up a little SGP to get the bankroll built up a little bit at the start of the week here after the holidays. Hope you had a great holiday, my man. If you guys are watching this from the Hammer or if you're watching this from Forward Progress, this is the first show of many. So after we smack an SGP today, fully expect you guys to tune in and check us out again next Monday. Degen, how we doing, my man?
Doing great. I gotta tell you, I mean, I'm not just saying it because we're on the show, but going into the weekend, this is one of my favorite bets on the board. So I'm excited to dive in and put some props together and come out with a parlay.
Hell yeah, 100%. So what we're going to do, we're going to take about 15 minutes here, nothing crazy, dive into the game, build up a little SGP on Betfred Sportsbook. In and out, quick, painless. Give you guys a little bit of a winner for tonight when the game gets going around 8 Eastern time. So let's go ahead and cut the shit and dive right in here. Degen, let's go ahead and pull it up and see what we're looking at here. I mean, I want to start it off by just cutting the shit and taking the Steelers to cover the 2.5. Maybe we buy it to 3. I don't know. Where's your head at, Degen, with this game tonight? Who do you think covers? I like the way the line moved from +3 to +2.5 with almost, the majority of the money on the Colts here.
Well, did it open +3? I thought it opened 2.5 and it stayed 2.5.
So I will double check, but I'm pretty sure I saw some 3s at the opener. But let me look.
That's okay. While you look, I just want to say, yes, I am on the Steelers tonight. And I love that. I want a key number of 3. So, but I like that the books are reluctant to give you that number because I think it shows that that's where they feel the liability is. So I want to be on the Steelers. I have no problem buying it up to 3. But I got to tell you, I think the Steelers win. So we can save it. We can take the money line if you want to. The only thing there is the total is trending down. So I do expect a tight game. If the Colts win this game, I don't see them winning it by more than a field goal. But yeah, where are you leaning with this game, side and total? You with me on the Steelers?
I'm 100% with you on the Steelers. It looks like on a couple books, like DraftKings and Caesars, it did open up at 3.
Okay.
But we're seeing, 2.5s across the board currently.
Cool.
I think we grab this +3.5 for the Steelers. We get that key number.
Love it.
Since we're putting together an SGP, we cut the shit. We eat the juice. We don't fear it. We take it and we attack. Okay. So I think we start off with that. How about total wise? I mean, I like the under in this game. I think this game is gross. I've been watching all these props get bumped down throughout the day, which also makes me like the under as well. And we'll get to props too. I like some unders as well, Degen. What are you thinking about the total?
Well, I think that, listen, unders have been cashing in the NFL. Primetime unders have been cashing in the NFL. I think everybody knows that. But no matter what, you're always going to have the over in a primetime game still continue to be public, in my opinion, unless it's a filthy matchup like we saw in the first one that hit with like Jacoby Brissett against Mitch Trubisky on Thursday night. But we just had a total store over last night. So I do think the over is going to be public, especially sitting at 39.5. People are going to want that 40. And you look at the Steelers, they just allowed 37 points and they put up 30 points. So and it opened 40 down to 39.5. I think the contrarian play and the sharp play is on the under. So I'd have to go with the under in this game.
Okay. I like the under. Do we want to buy, some points here and be soft, or do we want to just go right for the jugular? What are we thinking here?
Well, since it's a parlay, I have no problem with this type of odds of treating it almost like a teaser. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I would put it up a little bit, 44.5, 42.5, something around there. I mean, I can't see this game being much more than like a 20-17, 21-20, or no, I'm sorry, 21-17 type of game. So I'm good with that.
Okay. Why don't we snipe this under 45.5?
I love it.
All right. Why don't we snipe that? We got some heads in chat here. What's up, my guy Kim? What's up, Ben? DY's Gaming. What's good? How we doing?
Left hand up.
Sure we can.
That's right.
We can. How about the Manders, the hottest team in the NFL? 6-1 in the last 7. Hey, there might be some toxicity around that organization always, but they're finding ways to win. It's impressive, honestly, when this team wins with all the shit they have to deal with. Are you kidding me? It's like a freaking Friday Night Lights TV show. Literally.
It's a
So
Taylor
much
Heineke
drama.
effect, man. You don't even need a guy that's that good to play the quarterback position. He just needs to be not too bad and someone that the players like. And
I mean, he
think he's a
fits like a
likable guy.
glove.
He
He
does.
fits like a glove,
He
man. We have
does.
so many other stars on this team who carry their weight right that way. Heineke's just the glue guy, blue collar, hard worker. The rest of the team around him just plays better. It's incredible to watch. It's incredible to watch.
Yeah,
Let's
it is.
pray we get Chase Young back soon
Yep.
and we make some moves because our rush defense looked like poo-poo last week or
Yeah.
last night. That was nuts. Weird. Anyways, you want to get to some props? We got about 10 minutes here.
Okay.
A couple I like, but I wanted to hear and see kind of what you're thinking of. I know you got a couple winners in your pocket.
Well, so I'm not a very good prop guy. However, when it comes to really liking a spot, I have had pretty good success of honing in on players with kind of, basically leaning in towards how you think the game is going to go. So obviously, since I'm backing the Steelers, I want to back Steelers players. And I'm okay doing that with an over for players, or we can go the opposite route and take Colts unders. I think, though, I really like the progress Kenny Pickett has made as a quarterback in the sense of he's limiting his mistakes, doing it last week, throwing the ball 42 times against a pretty good Bengals defense. I think people underestimate how good they are. Was impressive. So he's limiting the turnovers, limiting the mistakes. He's finding the right guys, getting the ball to Freiermuth 8 times, finding Pickens, who I think is – Deontay Johnson's a good receiver, but Pickens is his guy. They've got a good relationship. So I have no problem with focusing on Pickett, whether it's completions. Also, Najee Harris is getting his shit together. Sorry, I don't know if we can say that. But 20 carries, 90 yards. I like that the run game is going. So maybe a couple passes to Najee. Maybe he breaks one. Or I'm good to go with Pickens. Maybe anytime touchdown score. It's prime time. I think he knows at the end of the day, get your best player the ball. And that's what we saw, speaking of Taylor Heineke. Finally, you see balls just going to Terry McLaurin. I mean, that's what you have to do. And he just simplifies that. Trubisky acted like Pickens didn't exist. So, Pickett's going to make some mistakes. He's a rookie. That's fine. So did Brett Favre. So did Peyton Manning. I don't see anything changing with this. Mike Tomlin's a good coach. He's a smart guy. I think that he knows. I don't think the offense is going to go in there and put up 30. But I think that Kenny's going to try to get the ball to his players, find Freiermuth, check down to Najee. That's got to be the great game script. So if you like the Steelers and we got to play props, that's what I would personally lean into.
Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to snagging. I'm trying to find it. There's so many props on here.
I like that.
Good problem
I like
to have.
what Ben just said. Yep.
What is he saying? What do we got?
He said they wanted to throw all game. You got nothing to lose. Absolutely. Absolutely.
A prop that I was eyeing.
What's that?
Was this Najee Harris over 2.5 receptions.
I love it.
And he's been catching the ball a little bit more, and I wouldn't mind that, check down wise. Let's see if I can find this.
By the way, look at what this could be the sneaky play. Deontay Johnson could be the sneaky play. Check out what Pat Hurley said in chat. We look at this with NHL props, and it's something to consider. 45.5. He hasn't gone over that. He's only gone over it once in his last 5 games.
Huh. Yeah, he's been getting underutilized, since Kenny Pickett has taken over. If you look at his stats, they weren't incredible with Trubisky and earlier on this season, but they were better for sure. Yep. And that total, that yards prop was definitely a little higher than I expected with him not really doing much. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is his breakout game with Kenny. Maybe they get on a good rep. I mean, I feel like that has to happen relatively if we want to see them, cover and win this game.
I agree.
Okay. Let me keep digging here.
Okay. And then if we want to, while we're digging, what do we see happening from the Colts? Or do we not even want to get involved with the Colts? Do we want to just keep it strictly Steeler based?
So I was looking at Matt Ryan under 1.5 passing touchdowns.
I love that.
Was what I was eyeing.
I love that.
A lot of chirps for the Steelers secondary. And I think this defense had some serious health issues earlier on in the season. They're getting back to health relatively. And I think kind of like we've been seeing with this Commanders defense that before the season we all knew was going to be great and got off to that really slow start. Mm-hmm. And every week, for the past 2 months or so, they've gotten a little bit better. I think we're starting to see the Steelers defense get a little healthier, and maybe they turn it up again tonight against Matt Ryan, who looks, absolutely washed. in my opinion.
Krabs, I totally agree. And if you look at Matt Ryan's stats against the Eagles, which, by the way, the Colts do deserve credit. I'm not against the hiring of Jeff Saturday. I think it was pretty cool. And there was certainly a spark for the team. But Matt Ryan, 23 of 33 last game against the Eagles, which they almost won, which is very impressive. But he only had 6 yards per pass. He's not really slinging it. It's not like Joe Burrow, 9-10 yards a pass. He's still timid. He's conservative. He's not taking those chances. I don't think this team is going to get beaten by Matt Ryan, and I think they'll do a good job of containing Jonathan Taylor. So who's going to step up? I have more confidence in it being the Steelers' defense than I would a rookie quarterback making his first primetime start. So actually, maybe it's his second. I think they played the Dolphins in primetime, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I love that. I was wondering about the yards. I think they're at 230.5 for Matt Ryan, but I'm nervous because what if the Steelers get a lead and then the Colts have to pass? So I like the touchdown passes under would be my favorite under on the Colts.
Okay. You like this Deontay Johnson 30-plus yards prop?
I do. I absolutely do. I think that's you got to have a cheeky play in there all the time of somebody who's getting slept on. And then the best way to find out who your guy is going to be is look at the line. And if there's something that doesn't make sense, like Pat pointed out, I mean, I think they'd probably adjust that number to what, maybe 38.5, 45.5 seems a few yards too high. And I think maybe it's for a reason. So I like that number.
Okay. I mean, he should be able to get that on one big play.
Oh, for sure.
And he's way too talented, and he's been getting underutilized. That's got to be what they're harping on. At practice this week. Feed your best weapon the ball, right?
Yep.
And we saw them try to get the ball to Freiermuth. He had his best game of the season last week. That's a great sign for Kenny Pickett and the Steelers plus 3.5 or plus 2.5 or ML, whatever you're taking. That's a great sign, in my opinion. I'm trying to see if we can find any Matt Ryan props. Taking a peek.
Yeah.
Taking a peek. But as of right now,
I didn't see anything like in terms of 1.5, but I saw the touchdown passes were like 1, 2, 3, or 4. I wonder if there was a 0. I
don't think there was.
Okay, that's fine. Then maybe we can't take it.
If our guy Zach finds it in the background, who's running the show behind the scenes, if he can find it, let us know. But if not, we might be taking. We might just be taking overs.
Was there first half points by the Colts? What about under? Like 10.5 team total. I thought I just saw that, but I could be wrong.
I think there was but I don't know if it'll let us take it with the under in the game, but we can sure as hell try.
Oh,
as hell try.
And maybe it's getting a little too cute. Oh, there we go. Total points, but I don't see the half though. I just see it in the game. People forget how good Mike Tomlin really is. Ben Poland just commented in the chat, but yeah, he's as an underdog. That's where when Mike Tomlin is, I guess you could say that's being disrespected, right? When they think your team's going to lose, that's when Mike Tomlin gets his guys to play. And in my opinion, this is just the ultimate matchup where I don't see them walking off the field and Jeff Saturday beating Mike Tomlin. I think it's a personal pride thing. And that's really what's making me lean into the Steelers even more, parlayed with the lack of line movement. Very telling. Very telling.
Agreed. Looking at some of these cheekier ones, total touchdowns.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I mean, could we do Colts under 2.5 touchdowns?
I'm thinking under 3.5.
Under 3.5 is safe. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that one bit. We might have to go with that. Let's see. Highest scoring quarter. That's pretty cheeky. Okay. And guys, we're building this on Betfred. If you want to join us, that's where we're crafting this puppy up. Let's take one more look at these player props. Any touchdown props you're liking? I really don't. But what are you thinking?
It's so hard because what if you have the right read in the game? You've got the right read in the game script, and then you lose the parlay because you don't have the guy that gets in the end zone. I like to play them. I like to play them straight. I like to play first touchdown scorer a lot. Putting them in a parlay is just so tough unless you kind of lean on someone who you really, are that confident, like a Derrick Henry or an Aaron Jones. They're always going to find the end zone. But I don't know, man. I would say ride the hot hand with Najee because whether it's running or whether it's catching, and I really love probably out of all those props, what you said to over 2.5 catches. I think I like that the most.
I know. I don't think they have that on here. That we might have to take his receiving yards.
Yeah. That's fine, but. Yeah, I see Najee getting in the end zone, and always in a game what I like to do for value, I'm not saying we should do this, but Kenny Pickett can run. So if you get a quarterback that can run, you usually get some pretty good odds on that too.
I'm hip. A little rushing yards prop.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. All right. This is what we've got built so far, and it's plus 500 Degen, and I'm not hating it.
No.
I'm not hating it one bit.
No.
We've got Steelers. Looks like we took Steelers minus 3.5. That's going to be an issue. We're going to need to go ahead and grab that plus 3.5.
Yeah.
So give me a second here on that one.
Good look.
Let's see. We can't be making this harder than we think. Steelers plus 3.5. Boom.
I only see Pickens scoring. Let the rookies eat today. Yeah, I don't hate it at all. I really don't hate that at all.
All right. I don't know why it's saying Pittsburgh minus 3.5 here. I clicked the plus 3.5, so we should be good. It's because this total right here.
Got
it's saying it because of this, so don't be fooled.
Right. Okay.
Don't be confused. Okay. We've got the plus 3.5 on the Steelers. We have Najee Harris over 15 receiving yards. He's been making plays in these little dump offs. I think he continues to do it, and I think he continues to be a factor. We're going to need him to be a factor if we want them to win and cover this goddamn game. So I like that. I like the under 3.5 total touchdowns here for the Colts. I like the 30-plus yards for Deontay. His prop was a little high today, a little weirdly high. Maybe it's a breakout game. Maybe him and Kenny finally get on track here and make some plays. You got to feed your best playmaker, and he's their best playmaker.
Have to.
Plain and simple. And then we've got the alt under in the game. I know it might make a little sense taking the under in this one, but I don't really see how this one goes over, in my opinion. These teams stink.
I don't either. And then as contrarian bettors, we bet on what doesn't make sense. But again,
I know. You got to mix in a square one or two every once in a while.
You do, but what I like though is this is an over where it's still getting the majority of the bets are on the over. And we just had an over last night, so the public saw 73 points scored. I think they're going to be okay betting the over. So I still think it's a contrarian angle, and I love that we're kind of playing it like a teaser. You know what I mean? So I like that.
I agree. And do not be fooled, chat, by that point spread minus 3.5 you see for Pittsburgh. That's just the title. It's actually Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Okay. That's the bets. We've got Pittsburgh plus 3.5, 15 plus receiving yards for Najee Harris, under 3.5 total touchdowns for the Colts. We've got 30 plus receiving yards for Deontay, and we've got the alt under 45.5 paying out at plus 500. That might seem too good to be true. That might look a little too good.
I really like it. I really like it. Got to tell you.
So do I. And hey, we got to keep grinding. Got to keep grinding. Our guy Ben in chat saying we're paying for his tuition. How about it? One SGP at a time. All right. One SGP at a time. Degen, I appreciate you coming on here with me. We'll run this back again next Monday. Chat, hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell your friends. We'll be back in a week. Okay. Really appreciate it, guys. Go ahead and post and tail this parlay with us on Betfred for Monday Night Football tonight. Hey, it might not be the prettiest game on paper, but it's football, okay? Get your bets in responsibly, enjoy the game, and let's hit an SGP. Why not us?
Let's do it.
Why not us?
It's got to be.
All right, Degen. Have a good Monday. We'll be seeing you.
See you guys. Good luck.